To protect ourselves, our coworkers, students, visitors, as well as our family and community, we all must adhere to the guidelines of mask wearing, physical distancing, and hand washing. Even after vaccine distribution, many of these safety protocols will remain in place. As we reopen schools, MCPS has developed a series of best practices to help further reduce the spread of COVID-19. Fight the virus, MCPS. Wash up. Mask up. Back up. Why wear a face covering? COVID-19 spreads mainly through respiratory droplets that travel through the air. These tiny droplets can land in the mouths or noses of others. Science shows that along with physical distancing, wearing a face covering provides a barrier that prevents droplets from reaching others. You should wear a mask or face covering even if you don't feel sick. Wearing a mask protects others from you, as well as protecting you from others. All MCPS employees, students, visitors, and contractors are required to wear a mask when in an MCPS building, school, or outside campus. There are some exceptions to this rule. For example, if a person with a medical condition or disability is not able to use a face mask, a request for an accommodation should be made to the Office of Employee Engagement and Labor Relations. Please remember that masks or face coverings are not a substitute for physical distancing. Please stay at least 6 feet apart, even when wearing a mask. Wear your mask whenever in public, especially when encountering others not from your household. MCPS will provide masks to all staff and students free of charge. Students and staff may use their own face coverings if they meet MCPS requirements. In addition to wearing the masks MCPS provides, you may also use disposable surgical-type masks, cloth masks made of at least 2 layers of breathable, tightly woven fabric, as well as bandanas and gaiters made of multi-layer fabric or folded over to create multiple layers and which fully cover the throat, chin, and nose. In some cases, especially with special education classes, clear masks may be worn. In general, please avoid using medical-grade devices such as N95 masks to save that limited supply for healthcare workers. Do not wear industrial respirators. Here are some MCPS face covering mandates. Face covering must be made of at least 2 layers of material. The material must not be loosely woven, knit, or of mesh. Masks should not be made from material which make breathing difficult. Masks cannot have holes, such as for an exhalation valve or a drinking straw. Masks should fit snugly against the face, but not be uncomfortably tight. Face covering patterns or designs should be in line with the MCPS Employee Code of Conduct. Masks should not be shared. Avoid using wet or damp masks, as that could make your breathing more difficult. When and where to wear masks. When at an MCPS facility, face coverings must be worn, especially whenever 6 feet of distancing is not possible, whether indoors or outdoors. There are a few exceptions to this rule. You may remove your mask with physical distancing in place when you are eating or drinking, alone in a room with the door closed, alone in a vehicle that no one except members of your household uses, performing an activity where a face covering can create a safety hazard, such as operating certain equipment or during strenuous activities, especially during hot and humid weather. When removing your mask, please do not wear it under your chin or hanging from one ear. And do not place the mask on high-touch surfaces, as this can spread the virus. How to put on your face covering. First, sanitize or wash your hands before handling your face mask. 2. Holding the mask by the loops or ties, make sure the mask is not upside down or inside out. Inspect the face covering for damage, like a tear or broken ear loop, and to ensure it is clean and dry. It's a good practice to keep a spare covering at the ready, in case your first mask is damaged or lost. Next, by holding the ear loops or head ties, place the mask over your nose and mouth, securing it under your chin. The mask should be comfortable and should fit snugly against the sides of your face so there are not any gaps, but not painfully tight. Try not to touch the cloth part of the mask as you put it on. If there is a nose wire, mold it to the bridge of your nose. As you wear your mask, make sure that you can breathe easily and that the mask stays in place. If your mask keeps slipping down below your nose, tighten or adjust the ear loops or head ties. You may also need to use a different size or style of face covering. It is recommended that before going into public, that you make sure your mask fits properly, making sure it is not too tight or loose, too big or too small. Test the fit by talking, smiling, breathing deeply, as well as moving your head from side to side and up and down. If the covering stays in place and is comfortable to wear, then you are good to go. If you are not accustomed to wearing a face covering for most of the day, practice wearing one for longer and longer periods of time so you can get used to it. If your eyewear fogs up, wear a mask that fits snugly along the bridge of your nose and tops of your cheeks. Try using a mask with moldable nose wire. You may also use hypoallergenic tape to seal the top of the mask to your cheeks and nose bridge. Use tape only once and discontinue if irritation occurs. You may also try anti-fog spray specifically designed for eyewear. Please use safety precautions when wearing a face covering. For example, to avoid entanglement, secure any loose or dangling head ties and other face covering materials away from machines, such as fans, drills, or lathes. How to take off and store your face covering. Before taking off your mask, wash or sanitize your hands. Handling only by the ear loops or ties, remove the face covering. Pull gaiters off carefully, trying not to contact your face with the outer surfaces. Try not to touch your face while removing the face covering. Fold the mask, using the outside corners or by folding it inside out. Discard disposable face masks in the trash if they are worn, dirty, or damp. Clean or dry face coverings can be placed in a pocket, purse, or paper bag. If damp or dirty, place reusable coverings in a sealed bag until ready to launder. Once complete, wash or sanitize your hands. When and how to clean face coverings. It's important to regularly clean a face covering, especially when it gets dirty or soiled, or at the end of each day. To wash, use a washing machine with regular laundry detergent, or you may hand wash with tap water and laundry detergent or soap. Remembering to rinse thoroughly. Next, place in a dryer or air dry. Never apply chemical disinfectants like bleach or alcohol to a face covering, as this can cause skin or respiratory irritation when the mask is put back on. If your mask has a pocket for filters, periodically replace these filters, especially when they get wet, dirty, or odorous. The goal of all these protocols is to ensure the utmost safety for all staff, students, family, and community members as we reopen schools.